What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting edition of Turtle Talk. Super stoked to have all you shellheads coming on by the Dave Wonder channel. But one shellhead in particular is joining me this evening. Sadly, not Dan. He's a little jet lagged from his trip overseas, so we hope he feels better soon. But the very awesome, the very geeky Mr. Geeky. How's it going, Mr. Geeky? You're bad at this.
Hi. It is going well.
As you folks can see, Mr. Geeky's joining me this fine evening. Neil, I agree. Rest in peace, David Warner. Fantastic actor, gone too soon. He was an elderly gentleman, but still not that elderly. Mr. Geeky.
Very meta right there.
We got a lot. No, I was gonna say little, and I can't. San Diego Comic-Con. I wasn't there, but someone was. So we have a few things to talk about, eh?
There's maybe one or two things there that were shown.
So, as you might have guessed, tonight we're going to be covering a lot of what came out over San Diego Comic-Con. Oh boy, NECA brought some fire. Are you ready, Mr. Geeky?
Always. For Turtle? Always.
Should I ask you first? Was the show everything you expected? Because that was your first Comic-Con, right?
No, this is like my 10th, I think. But this is
your first show was Mr. Geeky, though.
My first was Mr. Geeky, yes, and it was my first time, in a place for a long time too. So that was also, But yeah, no, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was nice to see folks there, and it was nice to pass out some SpeekyGeeky Pogs there while I was there too.
Really? Wait, you made Pogs?
Oh. I got you a set. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I got you.
Oh man, I still got my Shellhead Slammer. All right,
nice.
Well, let's dive into the madness, shall we? I'm starting with the chonkiest of boys that was revealed. In my opinion, you might be able to guess who or what it is. I'm going on a limb. But this big bastard was revealed, and that's a lot of plastic. We got a friggin' Mirage Triceraton. Wolverine just tried to attack me off the Sentinel. That was fun. But lots of everything unveiled, and we'll get through this, but I figured we'd start out with some Mirage goodness. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I mean, I think that I'm hoping to get any and all of the Triceratons that are, from the Mirage. I mean, I feel like now they've got the buck there. That might be a little bit easier to get some of those down the road too. But this has been a big want. I'm excited to see this, and I was excited to see that revealed there. This is it was a massive thing.
So you also see a couple other things in there. Don't worry, we'll get to Slash. We'll get to the big old turtles. Don't worry. But I wanted to start out with this guy. I know the Triceratons are near and dear to your heart, so I figured this would be a great place to start. The color scheme, the sculpt, just. NECA, as you'll hear many times tonight, NECA is flipping killing it from all sides. So moving on, we move over to me not being able to hit the next button, apparently. The Lawson turtles, well, they're just the Mirage turtles in general. Again, big, chonky turtles, a cool departure from what everybody thought we were going to get, which was probably, everybody was kind of going, are we gonna somehow get like a re-release of those Eastman and Laird turtles? Are we gonna kind of start out with the spindlier versions? And they're like, no, here's them thick boys. Like, we go. So were you there when they unveiled these? Because I know you were sending pictures in the group chat like crazy, but I don't know when these were actually unveiled.
This was out on preview night. I was actually I think right next to Pixel Dan. It was fun. These were there. And I'm trying to think if there was any reveals that came later in the con, or if they showed most of that first night.
I think, these guys came the first official day. These weren't up for preview night, because I was going through all the images, which you'll see some duplicates. I got a bunch from Toy Arc. I got some from the Fwoosh. So there will be some repeats of some of these, but I like the different angles and such. Love my OG Mirage Turtles, but prefer these Lawson versions. There you go. I was hoping for them to release the OG, but grateful to see new. And that's what I love about this chat. It's going both ways. Oh shit!
Yeah,
Loco's been on both.
A lot of folks. That was a conversation I was having too with a lot of folks. Were wondering, because the Mirage stuff was like really kicking up, if we'd get the core 4 in there too again, because it was nice to see that they brought in this other variation of it too, so that it's still unique for the first characters that came out, and now it's like you can still get those 4 core, but it's going to be, yet another.
These look stunning. Big boy Raph, big boy Leo, big boy Donnie, big boy Mikey. Across the board, awesome looking. I'll be very curious to see how these articulate, because they are such bulky figures. I have the strange feeling that we won't get quite the dynamic poses out of these that we can get out of those first releases, but these are fantastic. Again, I believe these are the hand-painted prototypes on display. You can see a couple paint chips here and there, but nothing wrong with that. There's my boy Mikey with the rope chucks, I will note, which I thought was actually pretty damn cool. But I gotta ask, Mr. Geeky, who is your turtle out of these? Who got you? Who was the surprise?
Of the Lawson? I mean, was it Mikey that had the facial expression in the back there? Go back to that for a second. Yeah, there we go. It's like, so to me, it just exudes. It exudes that Mikey.
Oh, for sure.
And I felt it captured it so well.
I also like the alternate sculpt for Raph, which is it's the Return to the City or Escape from the City.
Was it?
I always flip it.
Yeah. I'll get back to you. I think it was Return. I think it was City. City's in the name. It's one of those.
Yeah. First try.
Yeah.
But you can't have the turtles without Master Splinter, and I'm just throwing it out there. We gotta get a video game variant of this figure, because long before I ever picked up a Mirage book, I knew this look for Splinter from the original Nintendo game, where he talks to you and tells you what you're doing in the different levels. Chris, that might be Return to New York. I believe that's correct. Either way, it's awesome.
New York is a city, so that's partial credit.
I love this because you get another Utrom, you get his teapot, little baby, a mutated Splinter, as well as the baby turtle, and a canister of ooze. The thing that got me about this is, again, you're seeing more of that line work get integrated into this, and that was phenomenal.
There's a lot of detail on there, and it was up close. You can see that when you zoom in. You can see that when in person too. And it's like it has it's a very noticeable size difference compared to the animated series version too. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and Jamie Bond asks a good question. Wonder if we'll get another shredder that isn't exclusive to match these. I missed the last one because the only shredders that have come out have been exclusives: the New York Comic Con Mirage set and the Loot Crate. So, and also a cool note about the Loot Crate stuff that we'll see a little bit later in the Toon stuff.
There's so many different possibilities there, so it'd be fun to see what comes next. I'm fairly certain a new shredder will be coming in the not too distant future, but which one is the question.
That's the exciting thing about the whole Mirage concept is there's a lot of years of books to kind of dig through and choose from. There we go. Also, you get the blue airbrush on the Mouser to get the more Mirage-esque Mouser look. Cool. More Mousery goodness. Again, this was before Splinter got unveiled. Just all stuff that we knew about outside of the mutated shredders to round out that trio. Very, very cool. Comes with some kind of funny accessories that are spot on for the characters. Yeah, just really cool to see this line fleshed out and really growing. Also, I still stand by, every time I see this head sculpt, I think of Sonya Blade from the first Mortal Kombat.
Well, what's funny about that is when I saw, with the forearm shredder, I always think of, and that when I saw that, it's just like it was more stark. I'm like, oh yes. But I'll say this too, with that, I like to look at the bucks. In terms of what the tooling is there also, and that makes me excited for the thought that we could be a little bit closer to getting Cryin Houn, perhaps.
Cryin Houn that would be super dope. And I mean, they have teased several times about the wrestling turtles with Archie, always alluding to them vaguely, and as vaguely as possible, I should say. Good old Corey.
Right. If you bring in the wrestling turtles, you got to have Cryin Houn to be able to hold them all in.
Cryin Hound, you gotta have Ace Duck, you gotta have Leatherhead all ready to go, you gotta have what is it? Twig and Stump?
Tramp? Yes. Was it Stump and
isn't it Twig?
Stump, it was oh gosh. You're getting me in a very off moment, but
that's okay. Don't worry about it. Bjorn, the robot, it does look very interesting, and that is actually available for pre-order right now up on BBTS over on Entertainment Earth and a couple other shops. I did like that. I think it was the next day they added the Loot Crate exclusive into the display, so you could see all three of them. Because in the previous image, no Thin Boy. Cool to see them all together. It's one of those things where there's been what 3 different iterations of these, because you have the Mirage, you have it in 2012, and you have it in 2003. So it's like, okay, let's go. Moving on to a lineup I know you're excited for. I know I'm excited for. Archie Comics being represented, and being represented heavily. Juan says, mini-me. But yeah, you got Slash, you got, well, he's Man Ray from Archie, correct? Not Ray Fillet.
Man Ray and then Jack Finney as pre-mutation.
Yes. Oh, there you go. Mitch Falcon dropping that link. Right, you're on top of it as always, my friend.
And Bubba, the Glub.
Every time I see this, I know these are his arms, but I see these as his arms, and it makes it even more entertaining because it looks like he's just going. It just cracks me up. Also, yeah, this is also the first look at the Mirage packaging, or not Mirage, but Archie, which again they killed it with reproducing the font for the Archie title and grabbing some of those old fonts just tossed in there. Oh man, Ray.
I'm hoping we'll get to see some more promo shots of the box art there too, where we can see the back and how that shapes too. You know.
Oh, dude, I want some pretty promo pics. Faux show. Chris says, "Love the Archie boxes replicating a comic cover. Nice packaging on the Archie figures." I did notice on the side for Slash, I don't remember that artwork, but then I remembered that they are having original artwork produced by. Oh no. There we go.
Yes,
there's your voice.
Just like they have Eastman on doing the original art on the Mirage stuff.
Hell yeah! And there you got Dreadmon and Jagwar. Do you think we would have gotten the Mighty Mutanimals at the beginning of this year, like before they were unveiled? Because that seemed so out of left field, and I'm so unbelievably happy.
So happy. That's one where that made my whole. They could have ended. I'm glad they didn't end there. Yeah. But I could have been happy because those are ones that I've wanted for 30 years, more than that. Yeah.
Well, the thing that blows me away is we got 4 Archie figures announced. Not a single one is one of the core 4 brothers, and people are still losing their damn minds over it, which is great.
And there's so many more to go too. I mean, it's supposed to be deep benched in terms of what they can grab from there. I mean, there's a lot of characters, a lot of fun ones.
Well, and the funny thing is, we saw Super 7 dive into that too with Gorilla, like
with the magazine. Yeah,
it's like all right, cool. Just some more up close. I call this the sexy head just because he's like, but
they got the baby Jaguar there too, which is great.
And wait, oh never mind. That was just Jagwar. I thought there was one for Dreadmon too.
You know, he's got his and that's like straight out of the comic. I don't know if you remember that. It's like, yeah, he's like digging into that, just kind of like going to town on it. Yeah,
a motorboat and the fruit salad. There's a phrase for you. I love the little skulls. And the funny thing was, as a little kid, like before I could read, I remember picking up an Archie comic and seeing Dreadmon and being like, "Is this Razar?" Like, because my brain just couldn't click that this didn't connect directly to the movie that I watched. Oh, I can see them saving the Turtle Bros for later with the Archie stuff since they've got the Mirage stuff. Honestly, I could see them debuting the brothers as a San Diego exclusive.
Oh, for next year, obviously. Right?
Yeah, but you know, because you can build the Archie line up and then go, hey, here's a cool like comic book style packaging. The 2 packs are coming out, you know, in the next couple months.
Well, that gives them a little time to make their cuddly carrying case, right?
Right. Don't you tease me, Mr. Geeky. Don't you tease me. I mean, we've been talking about that on this show for how many? Well, over a year, because I mentioned it on the very first show of Turtle Talk.
It's a great idea. I mean, it's a needed thing. Like, you know, I mean, what better way to bring it in where it's like, you know, you get an all-in-one kind of thing. You know?
Hell yeah.
All right, Shellheads, that's it for this episode. Don't stray too far from the turtle lair because our next episode is right around the corner. We have no doubt that you have some characters to top your list as well, so make sure to let your hopes be known and join the discussion in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure to sub up, give the video a like, and share it with anyone you know who would appreciate these types of videos. Also, make sure to check out the description for some other links that lead to some expanded similar content we think you'll also probably enjoy quite a bit. We realize you could have gone anywhere and you chose to nerd out with us, and we appreciate that. So, as always, I am Mr. Geeky, and until next we NECA Turtle Speeky, keep it geeky, folks.